Hello, everyone. Hope all of you are doing well and you have started working on your group assignment of GSBS 6144 Financial Institutions Management. In this video, I'm going to show you how to download data from different sources for your group assignment. Okay. The primary source is FactSet. And also there are a couple of other sources where you can get the required data for your assignment. Okay. So first of all, I will share your assignment document, very briefly explain the model you need to estimate and the required data. Then I will go through FactSet and show how you should get the data. Okay. So here is your assignment. You can see a risk exposure of large commercial banks, a comparative study of Australia and China. So you are given with four large commercial bank of Australia. For example, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, National Australia Bank, and so on. And you are also given with four banks of China. Okay. And you need to estimate this model. A risk exposure model. In the left-hand side, you have stock return of individual financial institutions, which means you need individual stock price data. Then in the right-hand side, you have three risk variables. One is market return, another is interest rate changes, and exchange rate changes. Okay, so you need stock price, market index data, exchange rate data, and interest rate data. Okay. Now, before you download data, you need to look at the sample period. By the way, in a separate video, I will show how you estimate a regression model and how you should explain the result. Okay, so the sample period is January 2006 to December 2023. So you need to download the data for this sample period. Okay. Now, so you know what your assignment is and what the data you need for which sample period. Now, let's see how you go to FactSet and get this required data. So first of all, you need to go to FactSet login page. So for example, if you search FactSet login, so you get into this login page. Okay. As an enrolled student of GSBS 6144, you have been given access to FactSet. So you need to put your FactSet ID, which should be the name part of your UN email, and then factset.net. Okay. Factset.net. That means, for example, for my one, it's the name part of my UN email. Then you need to write factset.net. Okay. And then you need to put your password if you have already registered. If not, then in the right side, you will see the register button and you need to register first time. Then you can use your password to get in. And there is a two-factor authentication. That means every time you want to log in, you put your password, they will send you a passcode in your UN email that you need to use to log in. Okay. And once you do this, you will be forwarded to here, which is the FactSet web page. So let's click launch. Okay, so you are in. Now, to get our required data, first of all, you need to go to company and security, and you need to search particular company that you are looking for. Okay, so you can see that some data are there because perhaps I searched them. So you can clear the data. So you click and you can clear the data. If not, then it's all right. So you just search what you need for. For example, you need data for Commonwealth Bank. Okay, so let me write this. you can see Commonwealth Bank of Australia. So you click this one. Okay. So Commonwealth Bank of Australia data is added. Okay. Then since you need multiple data, so make it multiple. Okay. And for example, you need price data, so which is already selected. So you have price data already. Okay. Then you add your companies one by one. So for example, National Australia Bank. Okay. And you also need to get some market index data to calculate your market return. For example, you need S&P ASX 200. So if you search S&P ASX, you see S&P ASX 200. So you keep adding them, and you can download the whole data together. Now we need monthly data. So I have already selected monthly, and we also will get the data in local currency. Okay. So once you select all these companies and indexes, then you click this download button here. So click download and new spreadsheet. So your data will be downloaded. Okay. So I will show you the spreadsheet in a second. Okay, so this is how this data will look like. You can see S&P ASX, National Australia Bank, Commonwealth Bank. So you need to get the stock price data of all the companies and the market indexes, and then you need to calculate return. So you get the individual stock return data, which is your left-hand side variable, and you also have the market return data, which is one of your right-hand side variable. Okay. So that is individual stock return, individual stock price, and market index data. Now, let me show you how you get exchanger data. Okay, so I am sharing the FactSet page again. Okay, now we go to markets. And we go to Forex, FX, you can see, because we need foreign exchange data. The spots, we select historical because we need historical data. And we select time series. So we get the time series data. Okay. And we don't need daily data. We need monthly data. And we also, for example, select 20 years. Okay. Now, one of the weaknesses here is that you cannot download individual exchanger data. Instead, you get all the exchanger data together. However, that's not a problem because you can delete, unnecessary data. Okay. So we select download. So we get the data we need. Okay. Once again, I will show you the downloaded data soon. Okay. Anyway, just one point probably I forgot to mention when we got the company level data. One thing you need to select is you can see you need monthly data, and then you need to select the sample period for which you need the data. Okay, so for example, we need the data from, I think, January 2006, January 2006, let's say 31st January to 31st December. Okay. So you have multiple, you get price data, you need monthly data, you custom the sample period and local currency, so you get the data. Okay. Anyway, now I will show you how the exchanger data looks like. Okay. Okay, so you can see that this is how the exchange data will look like. Now, as I said, that you should delete the unnecessary data. From the assignment document, you will see that you need AUD USD. So let's find where is AUD USD. So here we have AUD USD, right? And you also need CNY ESD. USD CNY, which is the Chinese exchange, okay? And you delete the rest of the data. Delete the rest of the data. So you have now the two exchange data that you need to estimate your model. And another point is, if you remember that for exchange data, we selected 20 years period, and you also need to delete the data that you don't need, okay? And just one very quick point, that when we downloaded the stock price data, they were in a portrait, and now the exchange data you can see in a sort of landscape. So you can easily handle these. So for example, we click these and we paste a spatial and transpose. So now we have, you see, the transposed data, and we need until December 2013. So we delete this. And also we have, like, we need to know where the data starts, right? So you see that data starts from March 2004, but we probably need from January 2006. So we also delete this unnecessary part of the data, okay? And this is one point. Another point, if you notice that when we collected the stock price data, that started from the end of your sample period, for example, January 2006. But this one starts, the data starts from the latest, so 29 December 2013. So probably you need to change this. You can also easily do that. For example, let's say we put some number. How do we do that? So let's say we put some number like 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we filter this. Not filter, sorry. We arrange them from the largest to the smallest. Okay. Now you get it, you see? 31st January 2006. So now your stock price and exchange data are in the same format, starting from January 2006 to December 2023. Is that all right? Okay, so now you know how you get your stock price, market index, and exchange data. So one variable left, which is interest rate data. Now I share your assignment document once again to show you that I have already gave you the link to collect interest rate data, for example, for China, this one for Australia. So all you need is just click copy this link and paste it in a web browser. So I'm showing you quickly. So for example, you go here, click a web browser, paste this link, and you are here, okay? So you can see that 3-month or 90-day rates or bank bills for Australia, okay? And here you again can select the time period. For example, You need data from 2006, January to December 2023. And if you select download, then you will download the data. Okay. And you do the same for Chinese exchange rates. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to show you, how you download your required data for your assignment. And once you have this data and the data is clean and ready, then you need to estimate the regression model and you need to explain the results. So as I mentioned, that I will put a separate video on how you estimate your regression model and explain the results. Okay, so watch that video. Thank you so much.